Hi there! In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how you can incorporate a social media bar at the bottom of your app, as seen here. So to do that, let us build on the previous tutorial where we converted our mobile responsive website into an app. So I'm going to open that up, my mobile website app. Okay. And we need to begin by actually creating the social media bar and incorporating whichever social media buttons we would like. So in this case, I'm going to do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and a share icon. So to do that, let us drag those, though we need to create a horizontal arrangement that has those 5 buttons in it. So to do that, I'm going to begin by going to the layout section of the palette and dragging a horizontal arrangement under the web viewer component. And now let's set the height and width of this. I'm going to set it to be, I just want a small social media bar at the bottom. So I'm going to make it 7%. Feel free to do whatever you would like. And for width, I want the width to be I want it to fill the parent. I want it to fill the screen. So I'm going to press fill parent. Okay. And I want it to have no color, so I'm going to change it to none. Now, let us drag the buttons in. So I'm going to drag in 5, 1 for Facebook, 1 for Instagram, 1 for Twitter, 1 for YouTube, and 1 for sharing. So I'm going to go to button 1 here, and I'm going to change the height and width. So I'm also going to make the height of this 7%. And the width, I have 5 icons, so I'm going to make them each 20%. So they should fill up the width of the screen. Okay. And let me do this for each of them. I'm going to change the height to 7% and the width to 20. As you can see, we're slowly able to see all of the buttons here. Said 7 here, and the width to be. Okay. I know it doesn't look like they all fit perfectly, but when you actually live test and export it, they will fit onto your screen. So let's look at button 1. I'm going to rename that to be the Facebook button. Okay. And I want to erase the text from it. And I'm going to upload a Facebook icon. So I'm going to upload a file. I've already downloaded them from the internet. So here's my Facebook one. I'm gonna press OK. And now I'm going to repeat that for the remaining 4 buttons. So button 2, I'm going to rename that to be Instagram. Going to upload the Instagram icon. I'm going to delete the text. Let's make the next one the Twitter. Upload. Text. Button 4, I'm going to rename that to be YouTube. You can choose any images you want from the internet and download them. Delete that. The last one, I want to have a share button. So I have downloaded a share icon. Delete that. Okay, like I said, you might not be able to see it perfectly, but when you actually do the live testing and export your app, all of them will show up and look good. Okay, so now we have put all the different social media icons that we want here. If you want to do the same thing for Snapchat or Pinterest, you can incorporate those as well. Next, we need to drag a few more components onto the screen here. The first component we need to drag on is the activity starter. The activity starter can be found in the connectivity section of the palette. So I'm going to drag an activity starter on, and it's a non-visible component, so it appears on the bottom here. What does the activity starter allow you to do? It allows you to launch other apps within your current app. So if we want to be able to launch the Facebook app, the Instagram app, Twitter, YouTube, etc., we need to call an activity starter to open those apps from our current app. The second component we need to drag onto our screen is the sharing component, and that is found under social. There is a sharing component. So what this allows me to do is when I press on the share button, which you can't quite see here right now, it will allow me to open up a screen that gives me all the options of where do I want to share this to, whether it's Facebook, Gmail, Messenger, WhatsApp, etc. So now we have everything that we need on the designer view. So now let's go to the blocks editor and start dragging and dropping blocks together. So let's start with the Facebook button. This is actually the hardest one. So now I'm going to say when Facebook button dot click, I want to call my activity starter to start the activity and open directly to the thunkable page within my Facebook app. So to do that, I am going to say when Facebook button dot click, I'm going to go to activity starter, and we need to set two things. We need to set the activity starter dot action, and we need to set the activity starter dot data URL. These two together allow us to open the phone's browser to another app. So I will show you what needs to be filled in for each of these, and you need to have both of them. So I'm going to drag two empty strings here. So for the set activity starter dot action to, you need to type here android.intent.action.view. Okay, and I need to set the data URL to the thunkable Facebook page. So I'm going to copy my thunkable Facebook page URL. I'm going to paste that here. I don't need this, we'll just have it facebook.com/thunkable. If I leave it like this, the Facebook one is slightly complicated. If I leave it like this, it will actually open up into the web browser on my phone and go to facebook.com and open up the thunkable page. If I wanted to launch directly into the Facebook app, you need to add something before this. And what you need to do is FB:// web modal /f?href equals. So just copy this here and add that to your URL that you put there, and this will now allow you to open directly into the Facebook app on your phone. And the last component we need to call is we actually need to call the activity starter to start activity. So when the Facebook button dot click, when you click on that button, we are telling the activity starter to begin activity and go directly to the thunkable Facebook page in your Facebook app. So it's a little bit complicated, but it's all there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this 4 times for each of my other social media components, okay? And I'm going to change this to the Instagram button. I'm going to change the next one to the Twitter button, and I'm going to change the next one to the YouTube button. So for all of these, I'm going to keep the first line the same, set activity starter.action to android.intent.action.view. And for the data URL, I'm going to show you what each of them need to be. So for Instagram, I am going to copy and paste my thunkable Instagram. This will go to, once again for Instagram, this will go to the web browser on your phone and open up Instagram.com and then to the thunkable page. So if we want to open it directly into the thunkable app, what you need to add after Instagram.com is an _u and then another slash. So that's what you need for Instagram. And for Twitter, I'm going to just copy and paste. For Twitter, the way Facebook and Instagram are set up, you have to add these extra things. This is not on our end. This is on those apps. That's how those apps work. But for Twitter, it knows to open directly into the app, and same for YouTube. So I'm going to open it up to the thunkable YouTube channel. And that should get me directly to the thunkable. And the one interesting thing which you probably noticed is that I'm using the same activity starter. I do not need to have a different activity starter for each of the buttons. As long as you say what happens to the activity starter when you click on the Facebook button, Instagram button, Twitter, and YouTube, you can use the same activity starter for all of them. So now what we need to do is what happens when we do the share button. So I'm going to add on here when share button clicked. Okay. When share button click. What I want to do is I want to show a message. And the message I want to do is I want to say, if I want to be able to text my friends directly from the app and say, check out this awesome website, thunkable.com. So I'm going to go to share and I'm going to say, call sharing one.share message. Okay. And I said what I want to say is, check out this awesome website and put a link to thunkable.com. So to do that, I am now going to go to text, and I want to do 2 things. I said I want to say, check out this awesome website, and I want to say thunkable.com, or whatever the URL is for your app. So to do that, I'm going to have to put 2 things. The first one is, I'm going to join these 2 messages, or these 2 together. I'm going to first say, check out this awesome website. Okay, and I'm going to put a space after it so that there's actually a space between this and the URL. And then what I'm going to do is, I can actually type in thunkable.com, or we want to make it a variable. So if you change the web viewer URL, it changes automatically. So that's why I need to have the join function to join the 2 together. So I'm going to go back here and click on web viewer, and I'm going to say, I want to show the web viewer's current URL. So if that URL changes, when you send a message using the share button, that will change as well. And there you have it. Now you have incorporated a social media bar on the bottom of your app.
Okay, now let's live test our app to see if our social media bar appears. Scan our QR code and give it a second to load here. Okay, there we have it. Our social media bar appears on the bottom of our screen. As I scroll through the app, it remains constant the entire time. And let's actually click on a few of these. So if I click on the Instagram one, it loads directly to the Thunkable page within the Instagram app on my phone. YouTube, same thing, opens to the Thunkable page within the YouTube app. Same thing for Facebook and Twitter. And here's a quick plug: if you haven't yet followed Thunkable on social media, make sure you do that. And let's also check out the share button. Here's the share icon. Here are all the different ways in which we can share. So let's click on the Gmail. And here we have it, the message that we had written. Check out this awesome website, thunkable.com. And there you have it. Now you have incorporated a social media bar into your mobile app.